Hey guys, Murph here for some GT Sport action. This time it will be my first of the FIA Gran Turismo Championships, the Nations Cup event from the weekend. This was in that Red Bull X 2014 or 2014X, I can't remember which way around it is, but the junior version of that car that basically Adrian Newey had let his mind wander if he had no rulebook and came up with that concept. It's from Dragon's Trial, which is a track that I actually, obviously a fantasy track, never driven it before, but start off I struggled, but once I got into a rhythm, once I got used to the track, really enjoyed it. Typical flowing GT Sport track. Now as you'll see in a second, I managed to qualify on pole. The first flying lap was good enough for pole, but by about half a tenth. Did about 5 more laps. Made mistakes in all of them, and then on the final fly I managed to get that 9/10 of a second gap to second place. So found most of these events the gaps between the cars are a tenth or two, so to have that much of an advantage shows how I need to do some more races and get my driver rating up. Now, a big thing I found I really enjoyed about this race was the length of it. It's a bit longer, could be a bit more patient, get into a rhythm, didn't have to get a good start, didn't have to gain positions quickly. If I got a bad start, I already had the game plan, just settling in, getting into a good rhythm, and then attacking. 18 laps, it's a decent length race. I mean, it's no 24-hour enduro, but hey, still plenty of time to get into a good rhythm. Anyway, we're about to get underway. I wasn't sure if I could press the clutch and then go. Still trying to figure these things out, still new to GT Sport. So I just sat there, waited for the lights to go green, then put the foot down and get off to a pretty average start. As you'll see in a second, well, not as bad as that guy, but as you'll see in a second, I will drop down to second place. But I'm not terribly worried because as long as I'm in that top 2 or 3, you tend to avoid the carnage. And because I was in that top 2, I just was a bit patient. Saw the guy behind me have a bit of a lunge, but I got away with it. And once coming through here, I will look behind me and you'll see I will gap them a wee bit. Well, I'll get a run on this guy. Go to the inside, look behind me, so there's a huge gap, so I'm under no pressure. It's out to 2.5 seconds. I'll brake a bit conservatively. He'll just send it round the outside. Again, no need to be overly aggressive, although I did kind of shuffle him wide a bit. Still a bit of overlap, so I have to give him a bit of room, but I knew as soon as I turn in here I would be fine. I'll turn in here. He wasn't quite clear, got a wee tap, had to catch it. Lucky not to collect him. He got a penalty obviously for that little tap. I think it's a bit harsh. I did turn in on him when he still had overlap. That one, as far as I'm concerned, is on me. I should have given him a bit more racing room, but I just turned in hoping he would lift. He didn't, and he gets a penalty, and I drop a few seconds. Excuse me. Now I'll start to look to reel him in. I've only got a 1.4 second gap to the guy behind, so I can't really make mistakes. So I've just got to hit my marks, not get too aggressive too early. The main thing I'm aiming for right now is to get within that second mark to try and just get that run down the straight and don't have to worry about overtaking. If I can get as close as possible to that guy, I'll be able to fly by him. Yeah, good run through this section of corners. It's a good rhythm section. Just got to get your lines right and be very precise, and you can get such a good run on somebody, as you can see there. I'll just pull the inside knowing that he's going to slam the brakes on now, and I'll fly by and disappear off into the distance. And to be completely honest, I'll just jump to the end because I just eked a half second, a second every lap on the guys. Pulled away. As you can see, I'm going to come to the line and win by about 14-15 seconds. Drumming in the end. It's literally just the case, I just had to hit my marks, click off laps, and I'd get the win. So that's my first win in GT Sport. First win, first time I've actually qualified, so that could be a sign. Maybe I need to qualify more. I just like passing people, that's my big problem. And there you go. Clean sweep. victory, pole position and fastest lap. Don't get many of those very often. Now I'll call this my first win, as you will show me my second up on screen, but I will call it my first win because my actual first win, I kind of punted the guy off at the last corner. It was a bit dirty. Now I could have ended the video right there, first win, happy days, but I didn't. I will do another race. Now this one, as you can see, we're cycling through it. Lap times aren't particularly fast, so I should have been up this end of the grid. Went 5th, I'm still not there. 6th, still not there. What happened is I chose not to qualify. I'm going to start dead last in 18th. I figured I dominated the last race. I've got pace and all the guys ahead of me. Why not start off the back and have some fun with it? Have an aggressive race, have to overtake people. If I'm going to win it, it's probably going to take 15 to the full 18 laps for me to get there. I'm going to give up 20 seconds off the line. I was about to go green. I try the whole push the clutch and then a bit of a throttle. Doesn't work. So I know for next time just to give it some jandle off the light when the lights go out rather than try and do anything too trick. So I've given up a bit of ground. I'm not terribly worried about that. Simply because I know it's going to be carnage. It's probably best I'm this far back. I'll hit the brakes as he cuts my nose off. No point being terribly aggressive. Although I'll outbrake him into here. No, I won't, because he does go in deep. Again, Miles will be cautious. Try and avoid the trouble. Although I do punt the guy there. Oh, thought I was clear there. I was worried about the guy on the right, bump the guy on the left. But I'm going to get a good run down the straight. I'm already up 5 spots. P13. Now I've given up 6 seconds to the leader, so got a bit of work to do. Going to go send it around the outside because I know if people on the inside will tend to brake a bit earlier. Those 3 will have a bit of carnage there, and I'll clear both of them. That's me up to P9, so that's actually 4 spots in one turn. We'll get up the inside this guy who's been balled. Get on the brakes so I don't run into him. I get a tap from behind. Try and send it around the outside this guy, and I will get bumped onto the grass. There's another couple of spots as there's a couple of spinners. I'll lift off a bit early there just so I don't make contact with this guy. I may be 8 seconds down. I'm not worried now. I've made up 11 spots on the first lap. I couldn't have asked for more. Just kept the nose clean, didn't drive aggressively, and I gained a lot of spots. Although that was my first aggressive pass. I stayed in the slipstream as long as possible and just fired it up the inside when we got to the braking zone. When I knew he was going to brake, I was just going to send it. And now I was look at the time, down to 7.4 seconds. I've gained 6 tenths in the final sector. So I know I'm still on for the win. Try and chase down 5th place. He has got a penalty. I can't really see it at the moment. I think it's a 1 second penalty. So I just need a bit closer and I will get him down the straight. I'll get a good run through this corners, although the rear is stepping out on me a wee bit. But I will get close enough. I'll get this guy easy down the straight because he'll slam the brakes on. I'll fly by him. Job done. P5. That's a top 5 and a lap in about 4 corners. Now we'll try and track down the other Kiwi in the grid. We've got 2.9 seconds to that guy, 7.1 to the leader, so we've got a bit of work to do still. Plenty of time. At the end of this lap there'll still be 16 laps, which will give or take is about 23 minutes. So plenty of time, just be patient. I've got it down under 6 seconds already. Well, there's cones everywhere. Here's my next position as the guy recovers. If they didn't disappear, I'd be screwed. I would have T-bowed them. Game over. But that's P4. 2 laps, I'm up to P4. Got down to 6.6 to the leader. I'll send it as low as possible. The rear did twitch a wee bit there, so I had to just go with it a wee bit. Try not lose too much momentum, which I didn't. 6.2, 2 tenths on that sector there. Still got a good run onto the straights. I'm reeling them in more and more. Just at the fastest lap of the race of 31.2, which would have coincidentally had me on pole in this race. So even under racing conditions, I still managed to see it the fastest lap. A faster lap than all them did in qualifying. Now we get a good run through these series of corners, and we're not going to be quite close enough to have a go, but we're getting it under a second, getting into that slipstream zone. I'm up by 4/10 on this lap, so I'm on for an even better lap now. We'll send it in as deep as possible. A bit too deep, we'll run wide, but I did gain a wee bit of time. I'm down to 5.5 to the leader, so the race is coming to me. I just need to not overdrive like I did in the hairpin, keep the car out of trouble, and I should have this win on the cards now. Now Sir Android got a bit sideways going into there. I went to get a run and he broke way early on me. He did freak out a wee bit there on the when I did punt him. He tried to get on the gas and it spun around. I was going to wait for him to let him back by, but as you can see, he's plummeting down the order. He's out of the top 8, and I was like, you know what? He broke early. He then spun himself. I'll take the position. Don't feel happy about it, but hey, it's GT Sport. This shit seems to be happening everywhere. I'd probably feel more guilty about it if it was iRacing or if R-Factor 2, but this is GT Sport. This stuff seems to happen all the time. Anyway, we've got the second place guy as he spun at the final corner. I mean, he may have been the lead. I wasn't paying attention to who was in the lead, but the lead's down to 3.4 seconds and dropping as we speak. I've got the leader in sight, catching him hand over fist. Got down to 3.4. We'll get a good run down the straight. Now I'm lap 4 already. We're already up to second. We're 3.5 laps in, and I've gained 16 spots. One left. Just one position left after 4 laps. Right now, I'm pretty buzzing about it. I was jumping up and down off the rev limiter a wee bit, so I actually probably needed to calm myself down a bit because I was overdriving at this point. As the leader spins, so 3.5 laps in, and I've passed 17 cars, and I've taken the lead of the race. And to be quite frank, I might as well just skip to the end. As you can see, run away with it. Got it out to 15 seconds by the last corner. Actually, as you can see, second place has spun, so it's actually even pushed out to another 19 odd seconds. Well, that's what it shows on the delta. As you can see in the second, it actually shows it at 16 seconds, but hey, I'm glad I started from the rear, even if it only took me 3.5 laps. It made it a hell of a lot more exciting, a lot more interesting, because I think I would have won by 25 to 30 seconds had I started from pole like I would have. Drive my golf racing livery into victory lane for 3 wins, faster lap. Obviously didn't get pole because I didn't even try and see the lap. 17 spots gained since the start of the race. Can never complain about that. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Feel free to hit the old like and subscribe button for more of my content, and we'll catch you for the next one. Ciao.